All right, guys, like I said, welcome back. Today is the 26th of July, 2023, and we have some FOMC. Jerome will jump on the mic here at 1:30 Central Time or 2:30 Eastern. Also, the FOMC decision on interest rate policy will happen here in about, looks like 4 minutes, but we should see some volatility creep in. Now, just like earnings and just like anything else, I will always say that news is a catalyst, including FOMC, that pushes price into supplier demand. The red box in this case is our supply zone, and the demand zone is annotated in green. Now you'll notice that we have a lot of different lines on here. These were from our intraday trading. The liquidity chop really has no bearing on today's action for FOMC. So if you want, you can go ahead and remove those if they distract you. They will be resistance to the upside, and this will be support for right now, far as if we're hanging around there. I want to point out some other things. You'll see some different colors here on the chart. These are going to be your trendy edges. These are our indicators here at Simpler. And basically what you're looking at is that they identify a playing field of supply and demand. There's no such thing as being exact. As a matter of fact, it's just a waste of time trying to be exact. And I found that out a long time ago. So what you'll see here is that I'm using structure, and I want to point that out to you, why I decided to put a green box here and why I decided to put the red box here. So really quick, we got, again, 3 minutes here. You can see that I have these green arrows. These are identifying structure that we found that is important for the code. And basically when price is moving to the downside, I want to be looking left for that structure. I teach you manually how to find that. But like I said, everything that I've done has made it easier for the trader. So I'm just looking for these arrows. I can see it there. I can also see a trendy edge. And as I said, this is a playing field. Notice that I placed the box just right underneath this big candle. This is what we call a chaotic candle. This would be like, demand, where people are willing to buy. And that's where that word comes from. So if for some reason price does drop down into this green box, this is where I'd be looking for buyers to come in. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to happen immediately. It can trickle down to here. It could be a very quick move to the downside. Either way, what you can do is once we hit this, notice that I'm on a 1 hour. You can go to a 1 to 3 to 5 minute chart, and then you can pay attention to your histogram on your TTM Squeeze Pro. And what you'd be looking for on that lower time frame is that these would be red, and then you'd be looking for yellow. If for some reason we do push above the cloud here on the 1 hour, that would be the first thing that really starts to drive maybe a little bit of motivation to the upside. In the back of my head, I like to remind myself we are in earnings season. And really, at the end of the day, how much does this rate decision really have an impact on the market? I'm not too sure. I think that when Jerome gets on the mic, just the sheer fact that you can see his face and his eyeglasses, the market will move. Everybody is so fearful of Jerome. And so, because of that, we bank on the idea that fear and greed will move the market. And because we understand that, we have annotated our 2 levels before that information passes. Okay. So let's keep in mind also, just as a reminder, tomorrow we have initial jobless claims, durable good orders, GDP, advanced retail inventories, pending home sales. And then on Friday, we had the PCE, core PCE, employment cost index, consumer sentiment. So there's a lot going down. And then on top of that, don't forget, we also have earnings after the bell. And we have some great earnings, including Meta. Okay. And we'll take a look at that a little bit later here. Let's just watch and see if we could see volatility come in. We have our 2 zones. And if you want, we can go to a smaller time frame. It doesn't really matter to me. Let's just wait to see what's going to happen here. The idea is for you just to remain calm. Remain calm and trade supply and demand. All right, there's our first level. I'm going to talk through this just so everybody can understand. And the reason why I went to a 1 hour is because a lot of times folks will look at the smaller time frames, and I love that. But they'll look at the smaller time frames and they'll freak out. So the higher we go in time frames, the more I find that people's blood pressure and their stress really calms down a lot. And as we're moving here, I want to talk to you what's happening. So notice that we pushed into the cloud. That is resistance until proven otherwise. Okay, nothing's changed. News is a catalyst that will push price into the same levels that you and I use when the market's doing a normal day with no catalyst. So there's really no reason to get up in arms about things. Okay. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and jot them down. And right now, you can see we basically have a little doji going on. Like I said, I believe that once Jerome jumps on the mic, that's really, typically where you'll see more volatility. And let's see, Artem, you asked, why don't you use the 4 hour? I just explained that. So I want to use the 1 hour. I don't expect to sit here 4 hours with you and talk through this. I would expect this to happen pretty quickly. And because of that, my concentration at the moment is just on a 1 hour chart. That's all. And we could, I mean, the only thing that matters here, Artem, is that you understand where the levels are. You're more than welcome to use a 5 minute, a 10 minute. It really doesn't matter. And again, you can also just use the PMZ to trade. Totally up to you. The PMZ is valid all through the day, Darren. All through the day, my friend. Yeah. So if we come over here to a 5 minute, here, I'll show you really quick. If we come over to a 5 minute, remember the PMZ changes as you go on different time frames. It is meant for the 5 minute chart. Okay. So that is your PMZ this morning. All right. And see, this is what the 5 minute looks like. Pretty much like the 1 hour. Right. And how's everybody doing today with their trading? We were able to take some profits this morning on our put debits on Amazon. Then we added to Amazon and then we trimmed Amazon for profits. And then we added to shop on the dip and then we trimmed profits on the equity. All right. And then this is a longer term trade, so I'll add into shop if we get the opportunity again. And then with Meta, I put on a outsized, I shouldn't say outsized, kind of outsized movement out of the money type of debit spread for earnings. We closed UNH for a total, I want to say, didn't we make close to 80% there on UNH? Yeah, 78%, so not bad at all. Overall, it's been a great day. It's honestly, it's been a really good several weeks, and I think it has been for, and I'm not speaking for you all, but I just mean in general. I think that people are doing a little bit better in the market. I wouldn't say that it's been easy. It's really easy to come back and look at the market and go, oh man, all you had to do is be long. But you guys know, as day traders, you get a lot of respect from me. It's not easy. It's never easy, no matter how it looks. There's always that thought process that goes into trading, and it really does take a strong-willed person to be able to execute, and it takes a lot of confidence. And I know that you're building that up, and I hope to help you during your journey. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the 1 hour. All right. And again, the reason why is because we're just kind of sitting here. Yeah, T-Doc did. T-Doc went pretty ham today, up $5 off of their earnings. So not bad at all. And let's go back over here. Now, again, depending on the chart that you choose to be on, what we teach here is that every level to the downside is support until proven otherwise. And I teach traders how to take bracket trades from these with risk in mind. So like your bracket trade today, once you decide to go long, your risk is going to be 2 points. So we rounded that up. And then your targets are any level that's up above price. So that includes trendy edges, the liquidity chop, and the cloud. So these are areas to trim into. As far as EMA clouds go, this is not safe, in my opinion, until we can start to see closes over the 1 hour cloud. And as you can see, it is resistance to this very moment. To the downside, once again, why are we bouncing here? Why did I put a support level here? Basically, what I did was I had used some previous structure over here in the market, and you can see that that's working out as well. Why do I like this area better? Again, it's because we have more demand in this area. You have two combinations, two different big candles here. Both of these candles could serve as some very nice support if we get the pullback there. To the upside, this resistance in this area can be noted and annotated by looking at the sell-off candles. And just like these over here, we have two candles that are both very strong on the downside, right? And you can see that. So, anyone new looking at this would be like, man, John, I don't see the inside and down formations. That's because on this particular time frame, you can't see that. But that does not mean it does not exist. One quick way of placing your levels on the supply zone is we just go on top of this candle and then we can go to the wick here and place a level as well. Okay. So again, supply, demand, you could call it trendy buy and sell zones. You could call it whatever you want. The idea though is that you understand now where they are. And try not to diddle in the middle unless you are scalping. So really quick points, and you can do that off a 1, a 3, a 5-minute chart. And I'll show you that really quick. I'm going to bring up my trading view account. And these also have my levels on them. So give me 1 second here and see if I can find those. There we go right here. And I'm going to bring this right here. So what I mean is you can simply come over here to ES Futures and you can place this on a, let's just say a 3-minute chart. Actually, because it's so fast with a catalyst, we could come over here and put it on a 1-minute. And what we'd be looking for are the signals, okay? And so far I don't have a signal, so I'm not going to do anything. Basically, this started right here on the announcement. And as you can see, it's absolutely sideways. This is going to help me. Not only am I not getting a signal to do anything, but I don't have to do anything, and I don't need to sit here and trade something that's sideways. So my concentration, again, folks, is I could be looking at this on my other screen here, and then I'm paying attention to the 1 hour without getting chopped up, okay? Now, it doesn't always happen like this. A lot of times, say Jerome says something, we should get a big spike either way. And then our job is to execute in this area. Okay. And the ES is trying to print a green arrow on the 1 minute here. And I know it sounds funny, like we're looking at 1 and 3-minute charts, but these can give you a really quick indication to get long. Okay. And your stop basically right here would be underneath 45.83. And it's very easy to get stopped out during these times. So just know that. And give me just a few minutes here, guys. I need to put some ice in my drink. All right, so we're gaining a couple points here. If you want, you can have your targets in place, and you can pull those stops up if you want to. And this is what I'll do. Let's go right here. And I don't usually do this, but I'm going to show you really quick. So we're just going to bring this right here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lift my stops. Go ahead and lift stops. And right here, I know you can't see this, but this is a trendy signal. Oh shit. Give me 1 second right there. This is what caused me to go long. And then I said stop underneath here. Now you shouldn't get stopped and lose money. You should have brought those stops up, but I just want to show you really quick. Okay, like that. All right, let me get some ice. I'll be right back. All right, folks. So on this second green arrow that's trying to print, what we're going to do is we're going to bring that stop up if the arrow continues. Now, you can also be taking profits if you want to, but I want to show you how you do this. Okay, boom. We got our next green arrow. I want you to raise your stop to 45.85. Now, it should be volatile. It could probably take you out very quickly. You want to make sure no matter what you do, that you're actually bringing stops up to end the money so that you're not losing money. I don't care if you're up 200 bucks and then you only make 50. The point of it is that you're being a good steward of your money. Notice over here, not only did you get this little signal, but see, we just got to the top of the cloud. So you do want to be careful in this area, and I would expect just a little bit of a pullback. But again, we're just taking our stops and placing them underneath the arrows. Two different approaches here. One person, you can have a hard stop. We have plenty of traders, and we do teach this, especially with options. Don't get out of the trade unless this candle closes underneath here. No signals as of right now. Targets, as far as the TV is concerned, I'm going to come up here. We're going to come just underneath the trendy edge here. And then we're going to raise this to the line in the sand. Those are going to be your targets to the upside for right now. If you don't get stopped, and we mentioned this morning, if you're brand new, just try trading a couple shares of SPY or micros. See how we pulled back right here. Dave, that would probably be your signature move to have shorted there right at that cloud. I really hope we get a little bit more volatility than this. Again, sometimes just looking at Powell will do that to you. So we might get some here in a few minutes. I'm sure they are. A lot of people, what they'll do, Matt says everyone is waiting for Powell to get on the mic. What a lot of people will do is actually wait until he says something, and when the market's already taken a big move, and then they'll execute the trade. You know, this I'm just using technicals. I don't really care what he has to say. And give me 1 second here. Also, a lot of people will drop positions right before he speaks as well. Which, hey, I get it, man. I don't really care. I know what my stop is. I know, on my options, what my risk is. Like, it's always the same thing. And another interesting fact that I love about supply and demand is you can see right here. I mean, where is price in relationship to supply and demand? Can somebody tell me real quick? Where is price in relationship to supply and demand here? In the middle. It's equilibrium, right? Equilibrium between two opposing zones, which is really common because it's indecisive. And as one of you just said, you literally said that people were pretty much waiting for him to talk, right? And so my biggest headache would be the fact, and it's the same thing that I show you every single time, is that after the move happens, whether it's up or whether it's down, your candles look like this and typical candles look like this, then what are you going to do? And so typically it's a lot of talk, right? It's like somebody that talks a lot of smack. And then when it comes down to it, they don't actually execute. See, they're like big talk, right? I'll wait. I'll wait. And then when this happens, they don't know what to do. So why do that, right? Why do that? That's right. They also are building liquidity and hopefully, taking it from traders, right? That's their plan, anyways. So now, typically, when it's something like this, when it's so close to a stop here, and this stop should not be somewhere where you lose money. Um, but the funny thing is that, you won't typically get away with just boom, something like that. Typically, it'll come down with volatility, liquidity, right? Boom, and then something like that might happen. So just be aware of that. So I spent the last 30 minutes trying to figure out how to fix my pool. The vanishing edge wasn't working. So I had to shut everything off, and I'm a new pool owner, so I'm trying to figure out, it's a lot to it, sometimes. So come on, Green Arrow, get in there. Let's go. There we go. Let's go. I know I'm crazy, but I'm raising my stops now to 87.75, and I'll just re-engage if I get stopped. And it was stopped right there. Very, 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 very tight moves. But so far, okay, now let's do this. All right, do you want to move this stop up into here or do you want to keep it under here? I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. We're talking 3/4 of a point. But notice how they're being respected so far, right? Very good levels. Everything's kind of jiving, doing its thing. One thing I don't want you to forget is stops. Sometimes when we move stops, um, you forget about your bracket orders, and then you have something on, and if we get a big move in the market, buy, buy, buy. All right, now this is a 3 minute chart, and you can see there's an inside and down formation here. I'm just gonna put it on here so you can see it and see how the market reacts to it. You can use the wick on futures, so we're gonna go like that. All right, and then to the downside, actually, let me make this a little bit bigger for a second. All right, and then to the downside, we would come back here and take a look at this chart. Okay. So again, no future trades on for me at the moment. Out. And let's double click on the PMZ scanner and see what we got here. See if anything comes into play. And I'll call out if we get any more signals and what I'm doing. Remember, I'm using today's risk right here of about 2 points. That's all. Just rounded that up. Yeah, that's a 3 minute, Mikey. But I'm trading off of this blueprint, Mikey. But I'm also paying attention to my signals on the 3 minute. Okay. Paying attention to the 1 hour because I don't want to get chopped up. You know what I'm saying? So I got eyes on both. And really we haven't done a damn thing so far. So sorry, I know you guys can hear me swallowing. It's hot outside, man. All right, so we're going green to white on the 3 minute, which means we're losing momentum here. Punch through the 3 minute as well, Dave, to the downside. And again, my bigger levels are right here, right? So this is whatever. We're just kind of trading around for a couple points, but I'm looking for bigger levels. That would be ideal, anyways. All right, green to white to red. Just in case anybody doesn't know what that means, we are green to white to red. Notice we came up and smacked the 3 minute inside and down formation. This should put us down, hopefully, start to traject anyways. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think that one thing that you can do, again, disclaimer, guys, I literally do not watch news. But if you want to watch Jerome's face because he's such a handsome man, you can over here on Thinkorswim go into Trader TV. All right, Trader TV, and you can detach that if you like, and you could put this somewhere on your screen, and you could watch his face. And if you want to watch his face, you would just turn this on and see if I hit play right here, just like that. All right, now let's watch the market when he comes up, right? When his face comes up. Now, I'm not personally listening, just looking at faces. All right, still no signals over here. Now, one thing I do want to show you is the TTM Squeeze Pro on the histogram. We have 3 red bars at the moment. Let's go ahead. This is on a 1 minute, guys. Sorry, this is a 1 minute. Somebody asked a while ago. It was not a 3 minute. I apologize if I said three. It is a 1 minute chart. All right. The 3 minute actually is saying a down signal, but again, super choppy. And if I went with a 3 minute, I would have got caught. I would have got, stopped here and most likely stopped here. We'll see. But I'm not using a 3 minute. I'm using a 1 minute. All right. And my first entry was here, here, and then I closed here. Now, typically, how many bars do we see on the histogram? Right? You guys got that number? Is it like 6 to 10 or something like that? Yeah, 1 minute, man. Yeah, so if you were looking at the 3 minute, you're probably like, I don't see those. Yeah, 1 minute chart. If you're watching the screen, you could see that for yourself. Come on. 1 more minute, folks. I'm going to pull this up. Got this on my other screen. Are they really, Iowa? Sometimes they can be, but I don't know, man. The 1 and 3 minutes, I don't really see. A lot of people ask me, which one I prefer. I prefer the signals on TradingView, um, on 1 to 5 minute charts. All right, just to be clear, on 1 to 5 minute charts. Purple tie is dovish. Okay. What do you mean on what's his name? Jerome? So I put my orders in there. Lori asked me, I could put my trading whatchamacallit right here, but I have 5 different screens open right now. All right, so I'm starting to get another buy signal here. Okay, hasn't closed. Stop would be 82. I have other positions to be concerned about as well. So I'm also monitoring my entire screen here. All right, so the green arrow stuck. And as the candle pulls back a little bit, we can look to go long. All right, so I got that green arrow on there. And it's saying for me, as far as my signals are concerned, as long as 82 doesn't get uh, closed out, we should be able to move up to 93. We'll see. All right, now we're going from red to green. Let's see if we can clear this high, and then I think we hit 93. Come on. And it's fun to watch SPX. Like if you bought SPX today, you can see the premium just gets sucked out of stuff immediately. What box do you guys want? Do you want the green one or the red one? What do you guys want? Green or red? Seriously. Uh, both. Yeah, so do I. I want both. Benji, how many times have we seen it on both sides, man? Usually within seconds, right? But this one looks pretty boring so far, man. I apologize. I couldn't do anything about it though. Maybe if I walk away. All right, guys, I'm gonna walk in the kitchen. I'll be back here in a few minutes. All right, guys, just sold my longs. Boom. All I had to do was go to the kitchen, baby. All right, now we can get, I don't care where we go. All I did was take my signal. Let me go ahead and show you real quick. You guys heard me. I said 93 if 82 doesn't get stopped. That's your level right there. Boom, we got the buy signal. There's the trendy edge. It did help. A lot of times, that's an old joke, Doug. I don't know if you were in the trendy trading room, but I go to my dock usually when I have a buy or a demand uh, zone. I'll go to the dock, and everybody's like, "Oh, every time John goes to the dock, it gets bullish." But the truth of the matter is, it was planned, and so yeah, it's kind of cool. And I could have got 93, and I think I panicked a little bit there. Mm. And I also, I had to wait for the green arrow, which I did, which only gave me a few points. JRZ, you've been here a long time, man. Those kind of questions are crazy. There's a lot of videos for you to watch. I go over them every morning. Just be here in the morning. And then tomorrow you can learn why I put the lines where I put them. Yeah. Like, I always wonder if this was you, right? If this was you and they got this going on the teleprompter, like, does he see that? One green arrow saves the day. This is what I mean. Boom. There's the next one. Take this bad boy. Came from here. We move it up to this one. Yeah, that's right, Iowa. That's right. It was on a 1 minute chart. And the reason why we did that is because it uses the same information the indicators do, but just gets you into a trade faster with less risk. 2 points of risk today, folks. Let's go.